Hello, Coolers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest as usual. We start with this transfer report claiming that Barcelona director Matteo Alemany intensifies contact with this 60 million euro rated midfielders agent. Of course, talking about Martin Zubimendi, talks have still been intensified between Barcelona and the agent of Martin Zubimendi. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Then secondly, talking about Alejandro Balde, as it has been reported that the Barcelona starlet is being considered important for present and future in the club. Discussions are ongoing for a new deal. So guys, before we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Give the video a like as we get right into it. With Barcelona scouring the market for a new defensive midfielder to replace club captain Sergio Busquets in the near future, Martin Zubimendi of Real Sociedad has emerged as the top candidate. Manager Xavi Hernandez has seemingly made it clear to the club that he wants the 23-year-old as the heir to Busquets in the pivot midfield role moving forward. And according to Sport, Barcelona director Yuri Cruyff has intensified contacts with Zubimendi's agents to explore the possibility of a transfer to Spotify Camp Nou. Barcelona have been looking at multiple players for that position, but Xavi is said to be convinced that Real Sociedad midfielder Zubimendi would be the ideal fit due to his positional play, his technical quality, and his young age. While there are no doubts about Zubimendi's potential and quality within the Barcelona camp, there are some concerns about the size of investment that would be needed to sign him, with a few seeing it as a risk. After all, the 23-year-old has a massive release clause worth 60 million euros embedded in his contract with La Real, who have proven to be tough negotiators in the past. They are unlikely to budge from that valuation. Despite that, Xavi is intent on signing Zubimendi. Barcelona have previously reached out to the midfielders camp, and more recently, Yuri Cruyff is said to have intensified the contacts with the young Spaniards representatives. It is claimed that the Barca sporting director has a good relationship with Zubimendi's agent Iñaki Ibanez, as he also represented Cruyff during his playing days. Ibanez has also collaborated with the Catalan giants, helping finalize some deals, including the signing of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang this past January. Zubimendi signed a new contract with Real Sociedad recently, extending his stay at the club until 2027. However, his release clause value remained intact at 60 million euros, which Barca see as a positive. The Blaugrana wish to negotiate cordially with Sociedad over a deal either in January or in the summer, as they want to carry out a smooth operation. With talks intensifying with Zubimendi's camp, it will be interesting to see if it leads to anything substantial or whether Barcelona are forced to look at other options to reinforce the holding midfield position. Martin Zubimendi, up to now, is still being linked strongly to Barcelona, as Xavi sees him as the best replacement for Busquets, who is set to leave Barca once his contract comes to an end, which is by the end of the season. Of course, despite the fact that Zubimendi extended his contract last month at Real Sociedad, Barcelona are still not giving up on his signing in the future. Of course, his release clause is worth 60 million euros, and even if that's a price that Barca can still pay, but according to reports, Barcelona will see if they can, of course, negotiate with Sociedad to reduce it to a fairly affordable amount. But as it stands right now, he's still the top target, despite all the numerous names we have been talking linked to the DM role at Barca. Zubimendi is still seen by the Barca coaching staff, especially Xavi, as the best candidate to replace Sergio Busquets. Of course, he's only 23 years old, and that is also a big plus because we are in the building phase. Xavi wants to build something for the future, and of course, bringing in young talent at this stage of transition makes a lot of sense. So let's see if Barca will be able to afford to sign the player, or if the 60 million euros will be so difficult by the fact that Sociedad can be insisting that they can't reduce that amount. So it's going to be interesting to see how all these going to end up. But one thing is for sure, Barcelona board wants a replacement for Busquets, despite the club having players like Frankie C and also Frankie de Jong, who are both 25-year-olds, but Barcelona don't see them as potential replacement for Busquets, and not like they are not DMs. All of them are DMs, but Barcelona have their own types of DMs that they want to. And as it stands right now, Martin Zubimendi is the preferred option for Xavi. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can convince Sociedad to signing him. Then on to the next story of discussion. According to Fabrizio Romano, Barcelona defender Alejandro Balde is considered a vital part of the team for the present and for the future within the club. And the hierarchy will, of course, begin discussions over a new deal for the youngster soon. The 19-year-old left-back is a product of Barca's famed La Masia youth setup and is enjoying a fine breakthrough campaign this season. Indeed, Balde has become the first-choice left-back under Xavi, ahead of experienced stars like Jordi Alba and Marcos Alonso. At the same time, the teenager has also done the job for the team as an emergency right-back in a few matches, impressing onlookers with his adaptability and potential. Given that Balde's contract expires in a little over a year, there have been talks about a new deal for the young star, and Romano has claimed that Barcelona have been very clear with regards to their stance on the 19-year-old during their initial planning or their internal planning. Balde is seen as an important part of the setup for the present and the future. The left back is a player who is widely appreciated by the manager as well as the club board. Given that, discussions over a new deal are expected to begin in the near future, according to Romano. Ideally, Barcelona should look to finalize the contract or the contract extension before January so that there are no speculations about the player's future heading into the summer window. The Catalans have tied down the futures of talented youngsters such as Pedri, Ansu Fati, Ronald Araujo, and Pablo Gavi over the past year, and Balde looks set to be the next in line to pen a long-term contract which could reportedly run until the summer of 2027. Alejandro Balde has been a great player for us this season, has been a surprise package because not many saw Alejandro Balde performing the way he is currently, and I think giving him a longer contract makes sense. That's what Barcelona are planning to do according to Fabrizio Romano, so it's not surprising. His contract initially ends at 2024, and it will be expected that the contract should be extended. So let's see how it's going to look like. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.